Boston University had run the table, 11-0, coming from behind in 6 of their last 7 games, 3 times in the second half. BU moved into the 1AA playoffs as the number 4 seed in the nation and earned a first-round home game against the University of Northern Iowa. The Panthers were a seasoned playoff team, and in the first half, they combined the running of Jeff Stovall and the throwing of quarterback Kurt Warner to forge an early lead. A second field goal by Scott Obermeyer gave Northern Iowa a 6-point halftime advantage. The Panthers then took the second half kickoff and marched 72 yards in 7 plays, with Turner Ward taking a Warner pass 40 yards for a touchdown. Still, the BU offense had scored only once heading into the fourth quarter, and they'd have to find a way to move the football. Doherty was being pressured by an aggressive Northern Iowa defense. He was sacked 10 times in the ball game. But the BU defense had toughened too. With a little more than 8 minutes to play, the Terriers took over on their own 8-yard line, still trailing by 8 points. It'll be known as the drive. 3 times they were faced with third down. On 3rd and 1 at their own 17, Doherty completes to dependable sophomore Ed Manti, a converted quarterback. On 3rd and 15 from the 40, it's Jason Andrade for 34 yards down to the Northern Iowa 26. And 3 plays after that, on 3rd and 12, it's Manti again, good for 21 yards. First and goal, BU. But fittingly, this 14-play, 92-yard march would end on a 3rd down play. Doherty straight back to throw. Everybody out into the pattern. He has time. Now he's running out of time. He pumps once. Now rolls left. Now he steps up at the 10. Now he'll run. He's at the 5. He drives down and in for the touchdown. Robert Doherty somehow got into the end zone.
The biggest play of the year for Boston University. That passed the corner of the end zone. Andre has it. We're tied. We are tied at 21. Goodness.
BU's first home playoff game would go to overtime. The Terriers' first possession ended abruptly after just 2 plays, with Doherty throwing his 3rd interception of the day. Northern Iowa takes over on offense, needing just a field goal to end the season for the Terriers. Obermeyer lines up from 20 yards out, an extra point, but from a sharp angle. Waiting for the snap, the long count, the kick is up, and it hits the upright! Obermeyer hits the upright, it's no good! In the second overtime, Northern Iowa had the ball first, and Obermeyer would get another chance. This time, he missed everything, wide right. Any score now would give the Terriers a sudden death win, but you knew it wouldn't be quite that easy. Mike Morello's 33-yard field goal attempt was blocked by Todd Harrington, but Morello's effort to keep the ball alive would be critical. Andre Allen of the Panthers is called for a face mask penalty. BU gets a fresh set of downs at the 8-yard line. The offense comes back on the field. On first down, Zach Burwell got halfway to the goal line. On second down, he finished the trip. They go with a double tight end. They give to Burwell up the middle. He's in!
This is amazing. I'm glad all these people came out to see us. They supported us all year. And I think it's our destiny. For that guy to miss the field goal that close, we came together as a group offensively, and we knew that it was our time just to come and score.
The Terriers had won their Yankee Conference championship far from home. But now, just 1 week later, they had a chance to celebrate another dramatic win with more families, friends, and fans.
It's the Boston University Terriers versus the Eastern Kentucky Colonels.
You are live at Hanger Field, Roy Kidd Stadium in Richmond, Kentucky, as the Boston University Terriers take on the Colonels from Eastern Kentucky, NCAA Division I AA playoff football action. Hello again, everyone. I'm Dale Arnold, along with Sean Grandy, set to bring you all the action of today's playoff game. Big question for Dan Allen's Terriers, Sean. An emotional 52-51 double overtime loss a week ago. Then they find out they don't get a home playoff game. Can this team come back from all of that?
Right, it was really a double.
Windy, cloudy, about 35 degrees at Roy Kidd Stadium here in Richmond, Kentucky, where this afternoon the Eastern Kentucky Colonels take on the Boston University Terriers. Both of these teams come into the game with 9-2 records. BU has won the toss. They have elected to receive.
Don't be surprised a couple of years from now if he's playing his football on Sundays.
First team All-Ohio Valley Conference a year ago. He is not the leading tackler on the team this year, but that has more to do with the fact that everybody's running away from that guy.
Of Carlos Timmons' 98 tackles, 18 of them, Dale, have come behind the line of scrimmage, and that is from a linebacking position where most of the plays are running away from him. So the Terriers will do as most of Eastern Kentucky's out.
Roy Kidd in his 31st season at Eastern Kentucky. There are only two names with more than 256 wins that you see that Roy has. One of them is Eddie Robinson. One of them is Joe Paterno.
Getting on the other side of the sidelines, Dan Allen looking for win number 34, and it would certainly be one of the biggest in his coaching career at Boston University. The Terriers have had a very long, difficult week of practice.
University, Chris Wakey and number 7, Ron Stevenson. It'll be Wakey on the near side as you look down on it. Stevenson on the far side. Mark Collins set to kick off. It is more of a crosswind here from the near side to the far side as you look at it today. Collins approaches, puts his foot into a low knuckleball kick. Wakey from the 10. Across the 15, 20. 25 follows a block. Gets across the 30, out to the 34-yard line. Tackle was made by number 56, Anthony Johnson. Boston University will put it in play 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Julian Dale early on to establish the run. Today they're going to go right at what they consider the weakness of the Eastern Kentucky defense, and that's the secondary.
3 wideouts to the left, 2 wideouts to the near side right. Doherty out of the shotgun. They have gone with no huddle. Snap is back. Doherty looking underneath to Stevenson. Takes the little short pass. Zigs across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Gang tackled at about the 42. Top of the pile, Chris Guyton in on the tackle. Doherty starting at quarterback. Julian Dale listed at running back, but he's coming onto the field now for the first time. Wakey, Henderson, Manti, and Lippy. 4 wideouts, and they were all in on the pattern there. Up front, Padone, Foley, Maximow, Berry, and Adams. An offensive line that averages 6'2 and a half, 268 pounds. Julian Dale, lone man in the backfield. Second down, we'll call it 2. Line of scrimmage is the 43. Doherty fumbles the ball. Eastern Kentucky recovers. Falling on top of the football is Shane Balcom. Doherty just flat out fumbled the snap for quarterback. The transfer out of Penn State. Carlos Stallings is the fullback. Eric Clay is the tailback. Out of the eye, handoff to the fullback, Carlos Stallings. Battles his way to about the 36, maybe the 35-yard line. Anthony Primavera in on the stop as we look at the Eastern Kentucky backs and receivers. Sacco, we said, is the transfer out of Penn State. Clay and Stallings in the backfield. Bobby Washington plays the flanker. Dialeo Burks, the split end. Chris Whitefield, the tight end. Looking at the offensive line, Orlandini, Gentry, Son Tran starting at center in place of Joel Woods. James Hand and Jason Combs also in there. Offensive line averages 6'3", 272 pounds. Dialeo Burks wide left side. They shift to the tight end Whitefield, far side right. Backs in the eye, Sacco play action, fake, back to pass. Lets it go near side, catch is made, and stepping out of bounds is Burks, but he's got the first down at the 25-yard line. In the eye, handoff tailback Eric Clay battles for about a yard, not much more than that. They have a BU player shaken up on the play. You've got a BU player down as we look at the defensive front. Quentin Scott, Padilla, Primavera, and Schaefer. Linebackers, Gambardella, Hubbard, and Brennan, but in fact, I don't think Hubbard is in there. I think they started with John Schaefer at middle linebacker. Rodriguez, Helen, May, and Smith, your defensive backfield. 22, I couldn't see the other number. Brennan apparently okay, comes to the sidelines.
The last thing the Terriers can afford to have happen here is suffer injuries on the defensive side.
Both wideouts wide right, short side of the field. Washington in motion towards the line of scrimmage. Sacco on the keeper. He's going to be down behind the line of scrimmage. Great defensive play along the line as they strung it out. Ivan Padilla strung out the play, and the Terriers bring him down.
And get a look at John Saka going down, holding the ball very dangerously here. Terriers had the option snuffed out. Ivan Padilla has him wrapped up. John Saka still holding the ball with one arm away from his body. And Quentin Scott almost has it.
Both wideouts near side left. That's Washington and Burks. Backs in the pro set. Washington, the man in motion towards the line of scrimmage. Saka back to pass on 3rd and long. Steps up, lets it go, has it complete to Washington, breaks a tackle, slips down at the 9, but he's got the first down. It'll be 1st and goal, Eastern Kentucky from the BU 9-yard line.
The Eastern Kentucky offense
to the left, Washington short side right. Hand off to the tailback. Clay hit at the line of scrimmage. Stopped for no gain, maybe the loss of a yard.
John May.
Great play by free safety John May to come up and make the stop.
Perfectly. Eric Clay, the sophomore from Winchester, Kentucky, the featured tailback.
7th play of the drive. Eastern Kentucky with the ball. 2nd down and goal from the 10. Hand off to the deep back. Clay tripped up from behind. And the man who made the stop lost his helmet doing it. Anthony
Primavera will make the first stop. He will hold him up just enough for Don Hubbard to wrap him up and contain Eric
from the sidelines. He sends Washington far side right, the long side of the field. Burks to the left. Backs in the eye, 3rd down and goal. Saka back to pass. He's flushed out of the pocket, swings it out of the backfield to Clay. To the right side, he'll get to the 7, maybe the 6. He is stopped there. It'll be 4th down. Clay was definitely about the 4th option on that play. Good stop made by Pablo Rodriguez. Now remember, Saka, the quarterback, is the holder. Mark Collins set for what would be a 23-yard field goal attempt.
They have faked one for a touchdown earlier this year.
Snap, ball is down. Kick by Collins is up, and it's perfect. Plunks off the scoreboard. Eastern Kentucky grabs the lead. 3-0 is our score. We are at Roy Kidd Stadium in Richmond, Kentucky. You're watching BU football on WABU TV 68.
That day on a Sunday night in November of 1983, and they came in here and beat Eastern Kentucky, ending a long 5-year unbeaten streak here at home.
Mark Collins doing a little cheerleading as he approaches the football. It will come down to Wakey again. High end over end kick fumbled by Wakey at the 4. It's out to the 10 and is swarmed under at the 10-yard line. Stop made by Keith Long and Brian Breneman.
Not quite as sure-handed as they were 20 minutes ago.
Julian Dale, lone man in the backfield. Doherty over center. Eastern Kentucky shifts. Somebody on the BU offensive line moved.
I think it's football snap. Movement by the offensive line. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Doherty will put it in play 1st and 15 now from his own 5-yard line. Walker to the right. Lippy and Carnell Henderson to the left. Henderson in the slot. Doherty into his own end zone to pass. Complete to Henderson at the 10. Out to the 13-yard line. Brought down there and popped right back up. A little mad at himself. He wanted to keep running. Childress, Givens, and Balcom, the defensive line for Eastern Kentucky. Highland, McCombs, and Timmons, your 3 linebackers. Backfield, Head, Handley, Guyton, nephew, by the way, of Myron Guyton of the Patriots, and Joe Smith. Doherty on 2nd down. Hand off to Julian Dale, lone man in the backfield, might get a yard. Offensive set. 3rd down and 6 from the 14. Need to get it out to the 20. Lippy to the left side. 3 wideouts to the right. Manti, Henderson, and Walker. Julian Dale, lone man in the backfield. Doherty taking a long time calling signals. Back to pass. Looking, has a man open. Pass complete to the 21-yard line for the 1st down. Ed Manti made the big catch. Doherty out of the shotgun, standing beside his tailback, Julian Dale. Snap back to Doherty, who had to jump to gather it in. Gets the pass away complete to Henderson, and he fell down at the 34-yard line. He'll have another 1st down in the reins of yesterday.
Very high snap, good recovery by Doherty. Roy Kidd has got to be wondering right now exactly why Carnell Henderson, the Terriers' top receiver, was this wide open down
Market at the BU 35. Carnell Henderson, 66 receptions. Look at that average, 17.2 yards a catch.
And he is approaching a school record for receiving yards in a season.
Doherty has 3 wideouts to the right. Pitch back to Julian Dale. Turns the corner, has some room. Across the 40, dives to the 44-yard line. He'll be about a yard shy of another 1st down as Julian Dale. Man in the backfield. 2nd down and 1 from the 44. This is a play you can do nearly anything, and Doherty will try. He's looking long. He wants the home run ball to Walker, and he overthrows everybody. Walker got bumped by the defensive back, Bob Head, who had man-to-man coverage. Walker having
the Eastern Kentucky defense and how they stack up. Terriers are thinking the same way this week.
That was Doherty's lone incompletion of the game thus far. 4 for 5. 3rd down and 1. Dale bulls his way and pushes the pile out to midfield for a first down.
Just throw the ball all over the football field, but not when you got this guy, number 44. Once he gets those legs going, that's what I was telling you about. You give him 4 steps, you cannot stop him when he hits the line of scrimmage. He's going to carry a whole...
Dual wideouts to either side. Dale, as you can see, nearly 850 yards rushing coming into the game, and he's already put some numbers on top of that. Doherty back to pass, 1st and 10 from midfield. All the time in the world, now scrambles out to the left. He tucks it, he's across midfield and falls forward for a gain of about 3. Great defensive. Colonels with a 3-0 lead. Dual wideouts to both sides of the field. Don Bonaglio, lone man in the backfield. Quick hitter over the middle, complete to Henderson. Little move inside the 40, inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Chris Guyton makes the stop. 1st and 10 BU.
When the run and shoot is operated properly, there is contain the receiver once he catches it. And if it's Carnell Henderson and he puts a move like that as he did on Joe Smith, number 1, the answer is you're not going to be able to contain him very well.
Henderson comes to the sidelines now at the last moment, replaced by Jim Lippy, lone man short side of the field to the left. Bonaglio, lone man in the backfield. Play action fake by Doherty, rolls right, gets it complete to Walker. Inside the 30, fighting for yardage. He's down in right now. Brett Dedman, Walker, that guy. Wide short side of the field to the right. 2nd down and 4 from the 29. Handoff Bonaglio, hit in the backfield and dropped. David Helsher broke through the attempted block. Let's call it 3rd down and 8 from the 32. 3 wideouts, long side of the field to the left. Julian Dale, lone man in the backfield. Walker alone, wide right. Blitz picked up by Foley. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Julian Dale wasn't looking for it. 2. Play clock down to 2 seconds. 1. They didn't get it away. They didn't get it away. Whistles are blowing. Doherty is scrambling. They did not get the play off in man back. Morello standing at midfield. Good snap back from center. Morello looking for the near corner. Did he get too much on it? He did not. Great punt by Morello out at the 1. A perfect punt by Mike Morello goes out at the 1-yard line. And Eastern Kentucky pinned back. Offensive people over on the sidelines.
I'm sure Neil McGrath appreciates the...
Backs in the eye in the backfield. Hand off to the fullback. Brian Dickerson bulls it straight ahead for about 5.
Last week against the University of New Hampshire, the Terriers saw a fullback by the name of Lee McClinton who went about this size, 6'1", 260. That's what Brian Dickerson is, the senior from Louisville, Kentucky. And McClinton just tore the Terriers apart right up the middle of the field.
That's Dan Allen. There he is.
And there's Dan. He was deferring some of the airtime.
He was over here. 2nd down and 5 from the 6-yard line. Backs in the eye. Handoff fullback Dickerson. Straight ahead again. Drags people for the first down across the 10 to close to the 12-yard line.
Awful lot throughout the course of a football game. They're averaging 244 yards a game on the ground, and the Terriers have had trouble defending the run as the season has gone on with all the injuries.
Padilla comes in. Chris Wakey, extra defensive back, comes off for BU. Handoff again to Dickerson. That time nothing doing. Great penetration made initially by John Coffey.
Very talented offensive team, very inexperienced at tailback. That was the concern that Roy Kidd had coming into this year with a sophomore Eric Clay who had never played and a redshirt freshman William Morrell.
Washington wide right. Dialeo Burks near side left. Rolling to his right is Sacco. 2nd down and 10. Stops, stumbles, gets it away complete. Washington breaking over the middle across the 25, across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Saka got nailed just as he let the ball go into Washington and a big first down.
Washington got away from Pablo Rodriguez, and John Saka almost didn't see him because Anthony Primavera was all over him, as was Don Hubbard. Right now, Washington's open. Saka can hit him, but he stumbles, gets a look at Primavera, takes the big hit in the gut, but the senior quarterback gets it off to Washington for the big gain in the first down.
First left in the first quarter. It has been a briskly played first quarter. Saka pitch back to Clay. Hurdles one of his own blockers, gets out to about the 31 where he gets upended. And Anthony Primavera, the guy who nearly cut the quarterback in two a moment ago, in on the stop.
As in midair. Eric Clay on the pitch. There is nowhere for him to go, and pop, says Quentin Scott.
Tried to hurdle his own blocker who got in the way. Thus far, 3-0, Eastern Kentucky with the lead. You're watching Boston University playoff football on WABU TV 68. John Sacca back to pass, lets it go far side, got it free to the tight end, Jason Dunn, rumbles up the left sideline. Where did he step out of bounds? Averaged 20.5 yards a catch for a tight end. Eric Clay bounces off the first contact, did not elude the second. Great stick made by Andrew Brennan. And we've got another his own guy here, Sean.
Yeah, you'll see Quentin Scott. He's coming from behind the screen. Now he's going to run into Don Hubbard, and Hubbard is going to fall back on him, as also John Coffey did. He got a double whammy from both Coffey and Hubbard.
And you got to see the terrific tackle field. And a timeout called by BU. Didn't like the offensive set that Eastern Kentucky was showing. 3-0. That's Quentin Scott on the sidelines. Apparently okay. They examined him over there on the sidelines. He's buckled up the chin strap, testing out that left leg. I would expect you'll see him back in the action fairly quickly. 2nd down and 7 from the 46-yard line now for John Sacca and the Eastern Kentucky Colonels. Backs in the eye. Sacca rolling, pitches back to Eric Clay. Clay across midfield, inside the BU 45 to the 44-yard line.
I just told you about on the last earlier in this series, wiping out Pablo Rodriguez and setting up that first down.
1st and 10 Eastern Kentucky at the Boston University 43-yard line. 2 wideouts to the right. Washington, the motion man, towards the line of scrimmage. Play action. They want to run the reverse now to Washington. The end around. He's inside the 40 and slammed out of bounds at about the 36, maybe the 35-yard line by Andrew Brennan. Ran the end around, and he is shaken up. He's down on the far sideline still after this big hit by Brennan. Yeah, very well disguised reverse, and Andy Brennan again pursuing from the left. Pitchback goes to Clay, follows the lead block of Brian Dickerson inside the 30. Run out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Chris Helen able to push him out of bounds, but a great lead block from the fullback. Back in the huddle. Thomas wide right side. Dialeo Burks wide left. Hand off fullback Dickerson. Straight ahead, powers his way inside the 30, down to the 27, 28-yard line. In the center, he just bolts straight ahead. In Richmond, Kentucky, it is smash mouth football. Now in the game is Sal Davis, far side left, and Sacca's going to call timeout for Eastern Kentucky. 3-0 Eastern Kentucky with the lead over Boston University. Be done here in the greater Richmond area. Thomas wide right, handoff fullback Dickerson. Fumble the ball, falls on top of it. Covers it up at the 20 here in 25 years at Kid Stadium. The big tight end, Jason Dunn to the left side, backs pro set. Sacca back to pass, 3rd and 4. Over the middle, ball tipped, incomplete. 2 Terriers had their hands on it. Dunn dove, couldn't come up with it. Pass falls. Watching him in warm-ups, he was hitting from this distance, but I remind you, Sacca, the quarterback, is the holder. 3 out of 5 from 40 yards and beyond. Snap, ball is down. Kick is plenty long enough, and it is through the heart of the uprights. 41-yard field goal for Mark Collins has increased the Eastern Kentucky lead now to 6-0. Back is one of the deep men along with Ron Stevenson. This is a high, short kick. Comes down to the up man at about the 28-yard line, and lugging it out across the 30 to the 32-yard line was number 47, John Coffey. I have to admit, I hadn't seen the flag up here at the other end, and I don't blame Dan Allen. I'd take it right there, too. To the right. Jim Lippy, lone man wide to the left. That's the short side of the field as we look at it. Quick pass complete to Henderson. Gets a great block from Manti. Across the 40 to the 43-yard line, close to a first down. And Ed Manti tied up 2 Eastern Kentucky Colonels on the seal-up block on the far side. The Terriers know what is coming. On the other side of the ball, Eastern Kentucky here has not seen anything like this. A great block by Manti as he knocks Joe Smith out of the play, freeing it up for Carnell Henderson. A run and shoot or Dan Allen before season. They give Henderson the 44, so it's 1st and 10 BU. Doherty over center, Julian Dale, lone man in the backfield. Quick pass near side, Manti. Spins away from the first hit and fights his way for 5. Out to the 49. He made a Great move, and the guy we told you about pregame, Carlos Timmons, was coming like a freight train.
When Ed Manti is showing Carlos Timmons playing some Sunday in the NFL, and he's going to pull out this tape of that little nifty move that gets the Terriers an extra 5 yards.
2nd down and 5, same play, far side. Henderson gets a block, turns the corner, inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Stop finally made by middle linebacker Tony McCombs.
Which you have never defended against before. And now the Terriers, who wanted to get Julian Dale established, Don Benaglio is in the game now, are going more to the literal run and shoot. 3 wideouts to the right.
To the short side of the field. Doherty, under pressure of the blitz, steps up, he's going to be sacked. Penalty flag is down. They might have gotten the face mask. When they took Doherty down, Matt Childress may have grabbed the face mask.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Scramble.
There's penalties against BU for 22 yards already. 1st and long for Doherty. Back to pass. Pressure from behind. He's sacked from behind. Big hit delivered. The guy we told you about, Carlos Timmons.
Let the franchise take hits like this. Brian Adams had no shot. Timmons at 6'1", 234. Great speed around Brian Adams, and he just hammered Robert Doherty, and it is 2nd and a cab ride.
2nd and 33 from the 42. Chris Walker wide to the right. Dale lone man in the backfield. Doherty to pass. Steps up. Timmons chases from behind. Doherty gets away. Across midfield. Tries to slide feet first at the 45. Joe Smith there to make the stop.
Seen a quarterback who can scramble like Robert Doherty can. This is vintage 1993 Robert Doherty getting away from Carlos Timmons.
Man in the backfield. Doherty back to pass. Pressured from the far side. Gets away. Throws it towards the line of scrimmage. Flags down. Intentionally grounding the football. He had no receiver anywhere near the play. And the pursuit that time came from middle linebacker Tony McCombs, the sophomore out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky, who long count, BU, snap back, taken on a hop, fumbled, and he just gets it out of there. It's a terrible punt. Takes somewhat of a BU bounce, but it's going to go out of bounds at the Eastern Kentucky 44-yard line, and the Colonels get great field position. Steve Landis talking about a sideline warning because the Eastern Kentucky players.
That is Dave DeGuglielmo, the Terriers' offensive line coach, and he is reading his line, the riot act, right now.
Can I tell you? John Saka, play action, back to pass, wants it all. Long, he'll overthrow Bobby Washington by a boatload. Washington had double coverage. Chris Helen and Pablo Rodriguez had surrounded Washington.
Maybe 7 times as an example, midway through the 2nd quarter.
5 for 7 for 65 yards. 2nd down and 10, he may have to throw it again. Nope, hand off to the fullback, Carlos Stallings. Gets by the initial contact, up the far sideline. He has run out of bounds in front of the Eastern Kentucky bench. 1st and 10, Eastern Kentucky from the BU 40. Pitch back, William Morrell tries the right side. Oh, what a great defensive job done by John Schaefer, the middle linebacker, who pursued that, made the stop. No gain, maybe half a yard on the carry.
His regular defensive end position today, as he will read the play very well. It was only John Schaefer. He was the only white shirt in front of Morrell.
Schaefer, that guy, senior out of Westboro, Mass. Led this team with 7 sacks. He and Matt Claflin were tied for the team lead in sacks. Play action, fake by Saka. Back to throw, looking long. Dialeo Burks breaks open, but the pass was too far in front.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Washington far side left. Dialeo Burks near side right. Backs in the eye. Saka back to throw, looking near sideline. Burks is wide open. He's got the 1st down catch, run out of bounds. Bigger piece was hit on Saka after he got rid of the ball. 26.
Quentin Scott on that hit of John Saka.
1st and 10, Eastern Kentucky. Pitch back, Morrell. Tries the left side. Quentin Scott waiting for him, makes the stop. John Schaefer there as well. He'll get to the 24-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 3. They're making plays now. Backs in the eye. Saka on the little delayed draw handoff to Morrell. Tries to scoot it outside to the left, and he's going to get nothing. No gain on the carry as he stopped at the 24. BU defense pursued beautifully. Chris Helen leading the charge, the left cornerback. Near side right, long side of the field is Bobby Washington. Dialeo Burks wide left, short side of the field. Saka play action fake, has to get rid of it before he wanted to because he got leveled and it's incomplete on the far side.
Right in your screen right there. He's going to duck out of the way and bang right into Saka. And also I believe it was Jeff Fuller. Transfer from UNH.
A 41-yard field goal attempt now for Mark Collins. He is 2 for 2 thus far in the game in the field goal department. Saka, the quarterback, to hold. Snap, ball is down. Kick is up, looks like it's got plenty of leg, and it's good. Mark Collins is 3 for 3. He's hit 2 41-yard field goals, and Eastern Kentucky extends their advantage. They are now up by a 9-0 count, and the run-and-shoot offense for BU is now taking a hit from the weather because it has begun raining in earnest here now.
But the wind has died down. The conditions are not that bad for the run and shoot. Not yet, anyway.
12. And he boots a long one. It drives May back to the 5. May gets the 10, 15, 20, breaks into the clear across the 25, across the 30, out to the 32-yard line. Nice run. Stop was made by Deshaun Handley. Lippy and Manti to the left, Walker to the right. Carnell Henderson on the sidelines at the moment. Handoff, Julian Dale bulls his way to the 35-yard line. Has plenty of time on the play clock as it's down to 15 seconds. Back to pass. Pressured from behind. Doherty steps up and down at the 31. 31. Bonaglio replaces Dale in the backfield. He's set up beside the quarterback, Doherty, who's in the shotgun. 3 wideouts near side of the field. Doherty rolls to this side. Fires it. Oh, what a great catch by Carnell Henderson. And I think he's got the first down yardage across the 40.
For almost 2 full seasons, Robert Doherty, watch this catch by Carnell Henderson. Not a very well-thrown ball. Doherty was under pressure, rolling quickly to his left, and Carnell Henderson making the great big-time catch for the first down.
With the lead. BU with the ball 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Doherty, quick pass far side to Stevenson. Little juke, and he's going to be stopped right there. No gain, loss of a yard. Where Henderson used that little move to it. 3 wideouts near side of the field. Walker alone, short side right. Bonaglio, lone man in the backfield. Doherty back to pass. Pursued, gets away from Givens. Throws it over the middle, but behind Bonaglio. 13 from the BU 38. They go trips near side. 3 wideouts to the left side of the field. Lippy, Manti, and Henderson. Walker, lone man to the right. Dale back in the backfield. Doherty out of the shotgun. Rolls to the near side. Fires near side. Oh, great catch made by number 21, Jim Lippy, and he's got the first down.
All he can do is hope that the ball hit the ground first, and it doesn't. This is a set play. Robert Doherty is rolling right. Immediately after the snap, he will pull up, and Lippy will make the catch.
10 BU. Handoff, Julian Dale tries to hurdle Roosevelt Givens, and Givens made the stop right at the line of scrimmage.
Heavyweight battle again. It's what we told you about Julian Dale. If you can get him right away before he gets the legs going, or force him to go to the air as he had to go that.
2 wideouts, far side of the field, 1 to the left. Doherty back to pass, has time, had a man open and threw it behind him. I don't think he and Chris Walker were on the same page. Walker was running the goal from the 44. Bonaglio, lone man in the backfield. Doherty out of the shotgun. Can he convert 3 straight 3rd and longs? Stops, has a man going long, and just fires it away into the end zone. In fact, out of the end zone. He threw that one in the air about 63, 64 yards.
Offense, they don't throw a lot of deep patterns. Most of them are quick outs, but Robert Doherty will really let one go there and then take the big
long count. Snap back, Morello gets it and rides out the high side-to-side punt. Bobby Washington takes it at the 14, out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. You see Dan Allen listening to Carnell Henderson's story. Something about that pattern, perhaps, that Allen is listening to on the near sidelines. Saka calling signals, 1st and 10. Pitch back, Eric Clay. Oh, what great pursuit. John Schaefer, the middle linebacker, made the tackle from behind around the ankle.
The Terrier defense obviously playing with something to prove after giving up 52 points in the double overtime loss last week between John Schaefer and Andy Brennan. They have been flying.
Wide near side of the field to the right. Dialeo Burks wide left. fullback is offset. Now this is the set. They've run that fake pitch. Instead they do the pitch to Clay, and BU defense was right there. They had set that play up by all the fake pitch handoffs to the fullback. That time they did.
Their final game here this afternoon.
Minute 40 left to play in the half. Eastern Kentucky fumbles the snap from center. Saka had to fall on top of it. The game clock, a minute 34 showing on that. Perfect snap back from center. Nearly blocked, but he got a high spiraling punt away. Fair catch called for by May, and he makes the catch at the 39-yard line. Great effort there as Andrew Brennan nearly came up with a punt block.
Number 32, I believe, that almost gets a piece of the football right there.
3 wideouts to the near side, 1 to the far side. Doherty will work out of the shotgun, standing beside Julian Dale. Back to pass. Protection breaks down. He lets it go incomplete. Could have been a flag thrown perhaps again. How about 5 wide receivers in on the play? 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Blitz on up the middle. Doherty shakes free, gets it complete to Walker, but for very little gain. He only picked up about 3 yards on that play out to the 42.
Because you're going to get blitzed. Robert Doherty, good completion numbers, but that 114 yards, that's not where the Terriers would like it here in the first half. They'd like to see that number up, especially with the running game, which has not gotten on track here.
Game clock down to 40 seconds. Play clock down to 6. 3 wideouts near side. 3rd down and about 6 from the 43. Doherty with time and protection. Complete man-tie. Steps out of bounds at the 50. He's got the first down. To the field this time. 2 to the left. 5 receivers. No running backs. No tight ends in on the pattern. Blitz comes up the middle. Doherty takes the hit. Delivers it over the middle. Joe Smith couldn't hold on. Carnell Henderson playing defensive back.
Guyton came first. He was taken out of the play, but then it is Highland, 53, that gets the last shot on Doherty.
1 man in the backfield, Benalia. Doherty gets it complete. Stevenson underneath to the 40, 35. Dragged out of bounds, and they stop the clock at the 28-yard line. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Dale, lone man in the backfield. Doherty changed the play at the line of scrimmage. Has time this time. Rolls to his right, lets it go far side through the hands of Walker. Clock stopped with 5 seconds left.
He does have one longer this year.
He had a 46-yarder this year. Eastern Kentucky burns a timeout. The first half. Morello says he's ready. Helen marks the spot. Snap, ball is down. Kick by Morello is blocked. Fumbled around there. BU grabs it, but the time has expired. They blocked the field goal attempt. The charge came up the middle. I'm not positive who got it, but you know, it looked to me as though it could be Jason Dunn, the tight end that we've talked about so much. All-out offense being shut out here at the end of the first half, and they were shut out because of the efforts of Jason Dunn.
Yeah, watch him, number 96, the big 6'5" tight end right in the middle. Mike Morello's trajectory on this field goal has to be very low in order for him to reach one from 45 yards out, 50 or 60 and a half. They just never got it established. There was a great run by Julian Dale on the opening play for the Terriers, a 7 or 8 yard run right before the fumble. And besides that, there has pretty much been silent movies for the Terriers offensively on the ground, and that is not giving Robert Doherty the kind of time he needs. The run game has not been established. The Eastern Kentucky defensive line is now just teeing off. They are sending 2 and 3 men late to blitz Robert Doherty, and he's not getting anywhere near the time he needs.
BU received the first half kickoff. Mike Morello will be kicking it away here to begin the second half. We were trying to think of how many places in America are coaches coaching in barns that have their name on them. We could only come up with 2. One is here, Roy Kidd Stadium. The other is the Dean Smith Convocation and Athletic and all that stuff, the Dean Dome. Those are the only 2 we could come up with, where guys are still coaching in places that have got their name stuck on the outside of them.
Good one right down the middle.
Where Bob Head and Carlos Stallings are the up guys. It is fumbled by Jason Dunn. He fumbles it again, goes out of bounds. You know, you could make a case of whether or not he ever had possession here, and John Schaefer's arguing that they intentionally kicked the ball out of bounds.
He will take a swipe at it. When did he kick it? It was already out of bounds when he kicked it. At least it appeared so from that angle.
1st and 10, Eastern Kentucky with a 9-0 lead and the ball at their own 22. Lights are on here at Roy Kidd Stadium. Pitch back, Eric Clay trying to get outside on the left. BU defense converges. Eastern Kentucky thought there was a late hit there as James Hand is steaming. He's got his helmet off, and he thought he'd been chucked around there after the play was dead. John Sacca with a very efficient first half, 6 for 9 for 91 yards.
And John Sacca on the ground has rushed for 9 yards on the air.
Delayed play action screen comes to the near side. Did he catch it? Yes, according to the officials. Carlos Stalling made the catch and gets out across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
I believe from our angle that he caught this ball. He must have picked it right up off the ground. Sacca will roll right over John Coffey. And there it is, picked it right up off the ground. He juggled it a little bit. Great catch. And a good run afterwards. It was Chris Wakey who took the block. It was a late block.
Down and 2 from the 31. Backs in the eye. Double tight end set. Did they draw BU off? Flags are down. They did. And the fullback, you know what? The fullback didn't get the first down.
Ball game.
Against the defense, 5-yard penalty, and that will result in a first down.
Wide outs, long side of the field to the left. That's the far side as you're looking at it. Backs in the eye. Handoff deep back. Clay through a hole. Bursts to midfield. He's into BU territory at the 48-yard line.
And that is a very big swing of momentum early in this second half. Watch Clay. Great blocking up the middle. No chance for John Schaefer. May is forced to make the tackle after Randy Smith, a freshman defensive.
Eastern Kentucky. Ball at the BU 48. BU showing blitz and coming with it. They don't get to Sacca. Long pass. Burks grabs it. He's out at the 1-foot line. Burks made the catch. Chris Helen had one-on-one coverage. Pressure.
Yeah, Burks just outran Chris Helen on this play. This is how Eastern Kentucky will kill you. They run the ball, they run the ball, they run the ball. You're thinking about the middle of the field. We've got to stop them on 3rd and 2. We got to stop. Is about 2 feet away from the end zone.
First and goal, we'll call it the 1. Stallings and Clay in the backfield. Quarterback sneak for Sacca, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. John Sacca takes it the final 2 feet on his own to the PAT. Snap, ball is down, kick is perfect by Collins. 12:41 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Eastern Kentucky up now by a 16-0 score.
John Sacca with the brilliant pass down the right sideline to Burks, setting up this little 2-foot run as he will go right over center and reap the rewards himself. 11th rushing touchdown of the year for the transfer from Penn State. And that put Idaho ahead 21-0 in that game. We all know how it ended up with the Terriers scoring the final 2 touchdowns of that game, both of them coming in the final minute.
John May and Ron Stevenson deep to receive the kick of Mark Collins. He does another short, high end-over-end kick. Taken by the up man on the near side, and down goes Coffey at the 34-yard line.
Success on offense here, despite the decent numbers from Robert Doherty. Giving them the better field position is not so much of a risk.
Running has been the problem for Doherty today. He's been flushed out of the pocket on several occasions. Lone man in the backfield. Julian Dale gets the call. Makes a little stutter step to get across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
Julian Dale, who was about 150 yards shy of hitting 1,000 for his freshman year.
Manti and Walker. Far side of the field. Lippy near side. Doherty play action rolls right. Threw it too far in front of the intended receiver, Ed Manti. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for BU. Jittery here in the second.
And we're going to get a look at it here, and I don't know if it's so much jittery as it is just making the decision that I have to get rid of the ball. I'm not going to have time to look for the 2nd and 3rd option.
3rd down and 7 from the BU 37. Showing blitz. Victor Highland tries to come up the middle, gets picked up. Pass complete over the middle to Henderson. He's to the 45-yard line of Eastern Kentucky. 1st and 10 BU, another big 3rd and long conversion.
Seasons now. Robert Doherty that time got all the time he needed. It was not an excessive amount of time for Robert Doherty. Ball.
Dual wideouts far side. Lone man left is Lippy. Pitch back to Julian Dale, looking for a block, trying to get outside on the right. He does get to the 40-yard line and then gets pulled down. Big hit thrown by Corey Clark, number 24.
He must have gotten a running start because he's given away about 60 pounds to Julian Dale. Here comes 24, and hello. He must have started at the goal line.
Right is short side of the field, far side as you're looking at it. Play action fake to Dale. Doherty has a man open. Stevenson makes the catch. He's inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line.
They'd rather dish out the big hit, as Hanley does here to Ron Stevenson. They're giving the yardage to make the hit. The Terriers are moving the ball about as far.
3 wide outs to the right. Delay handoff fake. Doherty got away from the rush. He's got Walker open in the corner of the end zone. It went through his hands, incomplete.
To get out of bounds, or am I going to go for it all? And there's Beckham. Whoa! Right through his hands.
2nd and 10 from the 25. Double wideouts, right far side of the field. Handoff, Julian Dale. Oh, what a hit. Aaron Cox meets Julian Dale in the hole and drives him down. Cox, the junior out of Fontana, California. Julian Dale.
Great game for Aaron Cox. He's been chasing Robert Doherty all around the defense, the Terriers' offensive backfield, and here he takes the hit on Dale.
Territory for BU anyway. Doherty taking his time over center. They show safety blitz. They back off it. Doherty has time, lets it go in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. They need to get the ball to the 15-yard line to convert. 9:44 left to play in the third. Eastern Kentucky up 16-0. This could be the play of the game for BU. Double wideouts either side. Doherty back to pass. Has time. Over the middle. Complete. Henderson down to the 5. It'll be first and goal BU. What a delivery by Doherty to Carnell Henderson.
Watch this tight spiral on this one. Whap! Right up the middle to Carnell Henderson, who is right down the middle of the field. They have not been able to catch Carnell Henderson.
Dale, lone man in the backfield. Double wideouts near side. Handoff. Dale up the middle. Bulls his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Julian Dale carried Joe S. Smith the final 3 yards to pay dirt.
And this is Roy Kidd's worst nightmare. His football team, a couple of big plays from Doherty to Carnell Henderson, and the D train just running over the defensive backfield of Eastern Kentucky for the touchdown. And this, if Mike Morello hits this field goal, gets the Terriers, the extra point gets the Terriers back within 9, and it's a brand new football game with only 5. Early is the decision by Dan Allen to go for 2.
Morello with the extra point kick. He gets it up, and it's good. 9:21 left to play here in the third quarter. Boston University on the scoreboard for the first time today.
Football game. I think he wanted to get Mike Morello out there, and so he could start a brand new streak. He had gone 40 consecutive point after touchdowns until the block last week against New Hampshire. 66 yards on the drive, 11 plays, and that's a much more typical BU drive. He is walking back slowly to the 10-yard line, but he's not going to get this football. Or is he?
And he is going to get it. Morell at the 11. Across the 15, 20 up the middle of the field, 25. Breaks to the outside on the left. Gets pursued. Down he goes. 25-yard line. Pursuit was led by Eric Bashaw. And 10 at their own 25.
A big hit at the end of that play by Jeffrey Rice, big special teams player for Dan Allen. Want those kickoffs kept on the ground.
BU needs a defensive stand like you read about right now. Saka, handoff, deep back. Clay across the 25 to about the 27.
The game of this 94 season for Eastern Kentucky is stopped by the Terrier defense, and that time Ivan Padilla, who you're looking at right there, and Eric Clay has not been able to break free.
John Coffey had a helmet problem. He gets replaced by Jeff Fuller. Second down, we'll call it 9 from the 26. Play action fake. They run the tight end around on the far side. He's out across the 30, the 40, 45, run out of bounds at the 47-yard line. They run the tight end around with Jason.
Clipping during the run against the offense. Still second down.
Earlier in the game, plus he blocked the Mike Morello field goal. Take a look right now at Danny Thomas.
The fullback, Brian Dickerson, is offset left. Clay, lone man in the backfield. Play action fake. Saka eludes the pursuit, now rumbles to the near side. He gets outside the 25 to the 28-yard line. Could have been a late flag thrown, but wasn't, as Quentin Scott chased Saka all the way to the sideline.
Almost got it. John Coffey's going to see this one in his dreams. He was all alone, had a piece of John Saka, but not nearly enough. That's why that's a Division I-A quarterback right there, number 9.
9 yards.
Defending national champion Penguins of Youngstown State.
Huge play here defensively for BU. 3rd and 6. Saka hit. He won. yards. Line of scrimmage is his own 28.
Terriers looking for the big play from John May.
Another perfect snap, and he rode this one out. May has to backpedal, fumbles it, goes back and has to cover it up at his own 14-yard line. May tried to field that over his shoulder, a la Willie Mays. Eastern Kentucky leading in this playoff game, 16-7. First and 10, Boston University. Ball back at their own 14-yard line. They scored a touchdown with their last possession, trail 16-7. Julian Dale, lone man in the backfield. Doherty with two wideouts to the far side. Lippy, lone man to the near side. They're showing blitz with the linebacker Highland. Doherty pitches back to Dale, looking for a short side block. Gets it, turns the corner. He's out to the 23-yard line.
Hog tie the big guy to finally get him down. Watch the block. There it is. I believe it was Brian Adams.
I think Mike Holbrook.
Might have been Holbrook also. It was Holbrook. Yeah, it's the first. Nose of the football.
He got it. First and 10, Boston University. First and 10 from his own 24-yard line. Three wideouts to the far side. Handoff on the delay. Benaglio breaks through across the 30, 40, out to the 43-yard line. Huge run for Don Benaglio. First and 10, BU, who had a huge hole.
Look at this. There's no one in the shot. Don Benaglio has all day. He's only got a referee to avoid, and he's able to do that.
BU from the Terrier 44-yard line. Three wideouts to the right. They fake the delay handoff to Benaglio. Doherty has Benaglio wide open. Makes the catch at the 30, 25, 20, down to the 15-yard line. But a flag is down way back here, and I think we're going to get a clipping penalty against BU.
Clipping on the offense behind the line. 10-yard, 15-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Boy, oh boy, look at the penalties for Boston University. 6 for 57 yards. Doherty back to pass. Lets it go, Carnell Henderson. Made a great catch, but got virtually nothing for his troubles either side. Julian Dale, lone man in the backfield as Doherty goes back to pass. Has lots of time, delivers over the middle, and it's intercepted at the 45-yard line by Chris Guyton. The ball went through the hands of the intended receiver. Guyton made the interception at the 45, and the nephew of New England Patriot defensive back Myron Guyton, Chris Guyton.
Force a little bit. Lippy was well covered. Ball was thrown high, tips it up in the air. That's the drill they teach you, but it is Guyton playing center field, making the play.
Kentucky, ball at the BU 47. Pitch back fake. They go to that handoff to the fullback, Stallings. He gets pursued as he is inside the 45 to about the 43. Double wideouts near side right. Second down and 6 from the 43-yard line. Backs in the eye behind John Sacca. Handoff to the fullback, Carlos Stallings. It's outside on the far side and down to about the 36-yard line. Did you see the quarterback, Sacca, trying to lead the sweep? Dialeo Burks wide to the far side. Backs in the eye. Eastern Kentucky content to keep running it. Stallings tries and might get a yard for his troubles. Jeff Fuller was just standing there waiting for him. Made the stop. Fuller, the sophomore out of Waltham, Massachusetts. One of the co-leaders on this team this year with 7 sacks.
This is a stop the Terriers are going to have to make.
Where he's been hitting from. Both wideouts to the near side. Danny Thomas wide. Dialeo Burks in the slot. Sacca play action fake. Wants to throw. He's sacked from behind. Ivan Padilla with the big blast, and Padilla gives it the quake shake.
Terrier got a mouthful of Kentucky bluegrass. Watch Padilla come right from behind. Bang! Down goes John Sacca. Big defensive play and a 3rd and long for the Colonels.
3rd and 14. Ball just outside the BU 40. Sacca play action. Back to throw. Chased out by Padilla. Gets it away near side. Looking for first down yardage, and very close to it is Morrell. I think he's got it at about the 25-yard line.
All going to depend on the spot
that he had him. They are saying he is short. They are saying he is short by inches. Better part of battle had already retreated to the kicking net on the BU sidelines. They are saying that he is just short. Dan Allen is standing there pleading his case with the officials. They're going to use the chains to actually place the football out on the field.
Another first down not only puts Eastern Kentucky into scoring position, it allows them to take
down and inches. Ball is just inside the BU 26. They go with a 2 tight end set. Backs in the eye, behind Saka. Saka on the sneak, he's got it. All he needed was an inch or so, and he got about a yard to the 25-yard line. 6'3", 272 pounds. Got enough of a push, particularly James Hand and Jason Combe. Washington wide far side. Dialeo Burks in the slot on the far side. Backs in the eye. They'll go back to pounding it on the ground. Carlos Stallings. It's about 3 down to the 22-yard line. 2 wideouts far side. Pitch back. Eric Clay, the tailback. Tried to get a block, now bounced it to the outside. Oh, what great pursuit. And Eric Clay runs right up the ramp and practice. Let's call it 3rd down and 7 from the 22. Back to pass Saka. Steps up, flushed, gets it away far side. Bobby Washington makes the catch. He's down to the 13. He's got a first down for Eastern Kentucky and make that late delivery. 3 times today that play has been successful because of the time the offensive line has given it. 1st and 10 from the BU 13. Hand off to the fullback, Carlos Stallings. They love that play. It's down to the 11-yard line. Andrew Brennan is up and okay. Comes to the sidelines, more or less under his own steam. Eastern Kentucky already leads 16-7. Burks wide, far side of the field, short side to the left. Washington to the right. They lob it, looking for Burks in the corner. No, he's out of the end zone. Flag down, penalty call in the end zone is going to go against Chris Wakey.
Oh.
They said Wakey was face masking and did not look back for the ball.
That's going to bring it down to the
Pass
2.
interference against the defense in the end zone. By rule, the ball is placed on the 2-yard line. 1st down and 10.
Ball. Wakey did not turn around. There was contact, but he was well out of the end zone.
Killer penalty against the Terriers. Backs in the eye. Stallings, the fullback, will get about a yard, not much more.
They are going to have the ball pretty much for the rest of this 3rd quarter.
This is the 11th play of the drive. The 3rd. 2nd down and goal from the 2. Saka pitches back. Eric Clay to the goal line. Did he get in? No. Stop just outside. It'll be 3rd and goal from about a foot. Another BU.
Now watch Clay on the option. He's got some room. Brennan is taken out, and he was blocked from behind. I wonder if that is either Andy Brennan who was down.
To me, as though he was down and did not get the ball in.
And right now, John May is questioning where they're spotting the ball. He wants it pushed back a little farther away from the goal line as we approach this 3rd down play. That once they start the clock rolling, that last play was probably the final one of the 3rd quarter.
Did you see what Dan Allen just did? He took the opportunity to come out and check on his player. What he really wanted was a piece of that official, and he's still giving it to him. He was talking about the interference play in the corner of the end zone and whether the ball was catchable, and he thought, well, maybe I'll go see if John Schaefer's okay. Is he all right? Yeah, let me talk to the official for a minute. Question anyway. That's the distance to the goal line, just about the length of a football. Now, the entire Eastern Kentucky team is over because the horn has sounded, ending the 3rd quarter of play. Leroy Kidd Stadium, Richmond, Kentucky, where the Eastern Kentucky Colonels lead the Boston University Terriers 16-7 through 3 quarters of play. And Eastern Kentucky is now looking at 3rd and goal from less than the length of a football away. And an opportunity to really put a stake in the heart of the BU comeback hopes. Backs in the eye, look for Saka on the keeper again. This is their favorite play down here, and he's got one already. 3rd and goal from inches. Saka, keeper. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown. In for the extra point kick. Saka puts it down. Collins puts it through. We are 3 seconds into the 4th quarter. Eastern Kentucky University has moved 1 step closer to a possible trip to Youngstown next weekend. 23-7. Well, you can see that offensive line for Eastern Kentucky. All they want to do is give Saka a sliver of daylight. That negated the long pass play. The ball was at the 15. One was the pass interference penalty in the end zone that to this day, to this moment, Dan Allen doesn't think was a penalty.
No, and mostly because the ball appeared to be uncatchable, which negates any pass interference there may not be. He wasn't arguing whether or not Chris Wakey got a piece of the receiver in the end zone, and he's still arguing this is not over by a long shot. He's still looking for an explanation.
Collins a little less cheerleading this time before the kick. Great kickoff. Sends May back to the 2. Straight up the middle across the 10, 15, 20, 25, through a seam, still on his feet, fights his way to the 30, fumbles the football. Who got it back? BU holds possession. They recover the fumble at the 30-yard line.
Whether or not John May was down.
John Coffey made the fumble recovery. Pitch back Julian Dale out to the 35-yard line. 5-yard gain on first down. Manti is over there along with Stevenson and Lippy. Doherty. Handoff went to Julian Dale. Breaks a block. Breaks two of them and rumbles out to the 47-yard line. Now an Eastern Kentucky player has the football, and they are saying it is Eastern Kentucky's ball.
Julian Dale. Julian Dale was about to run over him, so Guyton gave up on the tackle and went for the football. Watch 26 Guyton. He's going to get run over by Dale. Watch him reach for the football. He's reaching for it. He pulls it out and recovers it. What a play by Chris Guyton.
He recovered. Allen is out 8 yards on the field and is telling the official on this side, you better get him over here because I'm not leaving. He gets talked back into going to the sidelines. 1st and 10, EKU. Saka wants it all. He's got Dialeo Burks, and he can't make the catch. He got hit as the ball arrived. Chris Helen in on coverage.
Throwing conditions, which affects Robert Doherty and the Terriers a heck of a lot more than John Saka.
Thomas to the left, Washington to the right. Saka play action fake. They run the screen near side Dickerson, and he's going to be stopped, and a penalty call will go against Eastern Kentucky.
Block in the back against the offense has been refused. That'll roll it down.
Third tackle by James Hand.
3rd and 18, Eastern Kentucky from their own 46. Back to pass again. Saka chased out. We're going to get another penalty flag behind the play. Saka rumbling for first down yardage, but they're going to bring it back.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat.
Brandon Brantley here, number 73.
Keep an eye on Ivan Padilla, 99 for the Terriers. He is the one who was just grabbed by Brantley and pushed down, allowing Saka to run for that big scramble. I would say this is third
down and 34 from the 30. Draw play handoff. Morrell breaks, comes to the near sidelines and gets tackled at the 43, well shy of the first down. And he's 45 and a half. Snap back perfect. Plenty of time, and he rides another boomer out. May back to his 15. Eludes the first hit. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th take him down. 23-7. Here on WABU TV 68. Richmond, Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky leading Boston University 23-7. 12-13 left to play here in the 4th quarter. The 46-yard punt by Mark Collins has pinned BU back at their own 10.
What we told you in the open is that as long as that guy is on the field, the Boston University Terriers are still in the football game, and he's going to have to add to his legend in a big way if the Terriers are going to be playing next week at Youngstown.
Double wideouts to either side. Julian Dale kind of shifts. They show the blitz and bring it, and Doherty squirts out through the middle. He's out to the 18-yard line, picks up 8 on the scramble. You know, that is just great vision by Doherty.
He's off a high snap, which he had to recover from, and he had to leave his feet to get that snap. Immediate reaction from Robert Doherty, a complete instinctive quarterback.
3 wideouts to the far side. Doherty rolls left, hands off to Dale. He gets across the 20 for the first down. He's out to the 21-yard line with forward progress before he's pushed back. Wanted to put the ball back in the big fella's hands again after fumbling it the last time and not wanting to have him thinking about it too much.
And Julian Dale starting to rack up those numbers now in this second half after the Terriers failed to rush for 30 yards as a team in the first half. And there's Julian Dale, most of that coming here in the second.
Doherty out of the shotgun, rolls to his right. Comes to the near side, one hops it to Henderson. To the near side. That's to Doherty's right as he looks at 2nd down and 10. Back to pass. Hits it underneath to Benalia. Gets a block, breaks free across the 30, 35, 40. All the way out to midfield goes Don Benalia. 1st and 10, BU. The ball will be right at the midfield stripe.
And I want you to watch number 64, Mike Barry, on the block. As will go off into the pattern to the left side. There's 64 right of your screen, and bang, there it is. And Don Benalia is free to hit the left sidelines. Great block by Mike Barry and a first down at midfield.
29-yard run for Benalia. 1st and 10, BU from midfield. Near side, Benalia, lone man in the backfield. Doherty back to pass. Has time, looking, crossing underneath. Henderson makes the catch. He's all the way down to the 30-yard line.
Gave up points in the 4th quarter. They've only given up 14 points all year long, but none of those games were against teams that had Robert Doherty or Carnell Henderson on them.
20 side. Dale back in the backfield now. Lippy wide left, quick hitter to the tight end, Brett Dedman, down to the 22-yard line. Dedman, that is his 8th catch of the year. They don't use the tight ends a lot. Dedman makes the catch.
Can't defend them both.
We call it 2nd down and 2 from the 21. Play action fake to Dale. Doherty rolls right, fires complete. Stevenson, first down, out of bounds at the 13-yard line. He gets the first down and he stops the clock.
By Guyton, the Terriers have had their way offensively. Look at Doherty getting it off quickly because there was pressure behind him.
3 wide. 17 passing first downs for BU today. Doherty steps up, has time, fires. Henderson can't hold on in the end zone. Henderson had broken free, couldn't hold on. Double wide outs either side. Julian Dale, lone man in the backfield. Doherty, no play action this time, straight back to pass to the end zone. Lippy, is he in? No, he's down at the 1-foot line. And the official goes sliding down to mark the spot.
Unlike the first half, has all day suddenly to throw the football. Lippy gets away from his man Smith.
1st and goal, Julian Dale, touchdown, Boston University. Julian Dale hurdles into the end zone. Boston University picks up its 2nd touchdown of the day, and you will see Dan Allen going for 2 here.
Talked about the Eastern Kentucky offensive line. Well, Julian Dale, no shrinking violet himself, Dale. The true freshman here. No chance.
Right over the top. Hash mark. This is a 2-point conversion try. Doherty rolling to the wide side of the field. His right. He's got some room. He's in for the 2-point conversion. By setting it up on the far hash mark, they gave Doherty that whole near side to run.
He's got a shot at it and take it himself rather than risk throwing the football. Robert Doherty is going to head right for the orange cone. He knows he's got a shot at it. He will just tuck it down, tuck the helmet, avoid the last hit. That's it.
10 minutes left to play here in the 4th. Eastern Kentucky leads 23-15. You're watching BU football on WABU TV 16.
To play.
We look for the squib kick from Morello. Absolutely. Taken by the up man. Head. Across the 30, jukes to the outside, across the 35, dives across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Great play by Bob Head, who's a defensive back. About BU needing a big defensive stand earlier. They need another one here.
They do, and the clock will become a factor.
The incompletions took a lot of time off the left a lot of time, I should say, on the clock. Handoff play. It's going to get 2 yards at the most to the 45-yard line. Down in 8. Eastern Kentucky with the ball at their own 45. Handoff, Eric Clay tries to get outside on the right. The BU defense pursues. He picks up 3 to the 48-yard line. Anthony Primavera was there. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd down and 5 now. At the 48. Washington to the left. Dialeo Burks to the right. Backs in the eye. Saka, pitch back. Clay to the right side. He slipped. He tried to make a shift. He slipped down. Eastern Kentucky's going to have to put it away.
Clay.
4th down. 6 yards to go. Mark Collins, under no pressure whatsoever, rides another boomer out. Fair catch called for and made it the 10-yard line by John May. 7:50 left to scrimmage. They were late getting Stevenson off the bench. They now have double wideouts to either side. Dale, lone man in the backfield, ran the ball successfully a couple of times last drive, gets the call again. He'll only get about a yard in. Dale, lone man in the backfield. Doherty has been rolling a lot here in the 4th. He drops straight back this time. Has has time, delivers complete. Lippy to the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 BU.
Great time for Robert Daugherty, plenty of time. Henderson was moving across the field. He thought that ball was thrown behind him. Instead, it was thrown right.
3 wide outs to the near side, 1 to the far side. Doherty back to pass on 1st and 10. Looks near side, comes over the middle. Oh, what a catch by Carnell Henderson out at the 33-yard line. Good for an 8-yard pickup. What a great catch by Henderson.
He's going to be behind him. Watch Robert. He looks once, looks twice. Now he's going to go to Carnell Henderson up the middle. He had to reach backwards and pull that ball off the ground.
Doherty, quick hit pass to Henderson on the near side. Little shift gets him some room. He's out across the 40 to the 45-yard line. From their own 45. 3 wide outs to the far side. Pitch back Benaglio. They sniffed it out and made the stop for a loss of 5. All the way back inside the 40. What a double wide outs either side. Pass over the middle, complete to Ron Stevenson. He's out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. He got the yardage that was lost on the line. Robert Doherty is atop the 300-yard plateau.
And now the Terriers' all-time leading passer.
Doherty back to pass. Rush up the middle. He gets it away long, far side. BU thought there would be a flag thrown. He's had one bad snap from center. This one is a little low but handled, and he rides a decent kick out. Washington up at the 23 to take it in stride. Out across the 30 to the 33-yard line where he's brought down, and Eastern Kentucky will put it in play.
By 8 with a similar amount of time left, they came up with a big defensive stop, and Robert Daugherty took the Terriers all the way down the field, 92 yards to the tying score.
Can Eastern Kentucky run the ball against the BU defense? That's the test here. Eric Clay across the 35 to the 36.
Clock continues to run.
He's not injured, evidently. Ivan Padilla just a little slow getting up. Backs in the eye behind Saka. They're going to want to just keep running it if they can. Hand off Clay, breaks into the secondary. Clay lugs people across midfield. Big run for Eric Clay. He's all the way down to the BU 45, and an important first down. The tailback, Eric Clay, at them. BU's got 9 men on the line of scrimmage. They went with the fullback that time, and he'll get a yard, maybe 2 ball. BU has 7 men at the line of scrimmage. Hand off Clay, off right tackle, breaks into the secondary. 1 man to beat, and he doesn't do it. He gets run out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
8-0. Eastern Kentucky. Another first down, 3 points here, and the Colonels will be off to Youngstown, Ohio next week. A very daunting task.
Clay in the eye. They've been running Clay off right tackle very successfully. They do the same thing again. He gets met at the line, but bounces off the hit. He's free at the 5. He's in the end zone for the touchdown. What a run by Eric Clay. Ball is held by Saka and booted through by Collins. 2:46 left to play here.
Eric Clay, he was hit a couple of times early on the right side, and he bounced off the hit of John Schaefer, who just had absolutely nothing left. They had a shot at him, but this Terrier defense has been on the field all day long. There's John Schaefer, who has done an admirable job playing with injuries, taking over the middle linebacker position today.
Squibs it along the ground. Bounces, grabbed by May at the 15, across the 20, 25, 30. Tries to break free of a tackle and down at the 35-yard line. Chris Guyton, the last guy who could have made the tackle, did, other than the kicker. 20-yard kickoff returned by John May.
A remarkable 2 years. That is an understatement for Robert Daugherty at BU. He has saved the program. Now he'll try and save the Terriers one more game.
Rolls to his left, tucks it under the arm. He's out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. And
or Jason Woodside into the game for Eastern Kentucky in the backfield.
Doherty comes near side, nearly had it picked off in the general vicinity of Manti from here on out. Doherty's got 3 wide outs to the near side. Handles the shotgun snap. Flag down. He just launched one in the general vicinity of Ron Stevenson.
The ball was snapped. The center committed a snap infraction. 5-yard penalty. Still third.
From Robert Daugherty to Don Benaglio in the third quarter.
3rd and 14 from the 31. Doherty waiting, gets it free to Walker. Walker slips a tackle, crosses midfield, gets to the 40-yard line of Eastern Kentucky. Don Bonaglio, lone man in the backfield. Doherty with 4 wideouts, 3 to that side that he's rolling to. Lets it go, diving attempt. Did Lippy come up with it? Yes, he did. Made the catch at the 28-yard line. Now, they stopped the clock to move the chains in the college game. 4th. Doherty with it. Straight back. Slipped out of his hands. It slipped out of his hands, and he had to fall on top of the ball back at the 43-yard line. I mean, his arm went straight forward through. The ball just fell right out of his hands.
The arm will go forward. The ball will slip right out of his hands. And of all the times for that to happen.
Running. 2nd down and 23 from the 43. Doherty looking near side. Gets it free and nearly picked off Jason Woodside in on coverage once again.
100 yards passing now. He has surpassed a school record.
Doherty out of the shotgun, rolls to his right. Sets up, looks long, launches it, far corner of the end zone. Lippy, yes, he made the catch for the touchdown! What a catch by Jim Lippy! BU is not out of this thing with a minute left to play.
You'd think we would have learned by now, counting out Robert Doherty and the BU Terriers after last year against Northern Iowa, last year against Idaho. This is remarkable, and what's it going to be, 2 or 1 here for the Terriers?
Going for 2. They set this one up in the middle of the field. Remember, last time they set up at the far hash mark. Doherty scrambles to the right, tucks the ball, and he's in for the 2 points. Doherty gets into the end zone. A minute left to play here in the 4th. Robert Doherty, that thing went 55, 60 yards in the air.
He's got the great arm. He goes for the little hits over the middle, but now it's crunch time. They needed something, and look at Jim Lippy take the ball away. Shine Handley. And Robert Doherty completely fakes Jason Woodside out of his shoes, and wow, is that close.
I think he was in, but he wasn't in by more than an inch or 2.
It looked a lot more like he did not get in on the replay than it did in live action. Well, now haven't we been here before?
The big question here is, can you collect the onside kick? And even everybody up on the far side of the football, everybody except Chris Wakey. They have to have one safety guy over here. Now it looks they'll bring 2 others over. They'll have 3 guys. Well, they keep shifting guys around on us. They will have 3 guys on this side of the ball, joined now by a 4th one. Everybody else on the far side. Which way do they kick it? Remember, the kick has to go 10 yards. Lots of 8s and 3s up front for Eastern Kentucky. They kick it to the far side. Ball is loose. And I think the Terriers have got it. They do! BU recovers the onside kick. 57 seconds left in the 4th.
And I think it was Billy Arline who came up with it. This is unbelievable. From Moscow to Richmond, onside kicks follow the Terriers. It is Billy Arline who comes up with it. With Lonnie Cumberlander right on top of him, and Robert Doherty will have one final chance with 57 seconds left.
Is going nuts on the far sidelines. He says it didn't go 10 yards. They mark it at the 45. BU has 2 timeouts remaining. 57 seconds left in the 4th, trailing by 7. Doherty scrambles to the near side. He's got a whole lot of running room across midfield at the 45. Did he get out? No, he didn't. They have to burn a timeout right there. Good call by the official. Doherty did not get out. It is right in front of us. Now, they didn't call the timeout because they got to move the sticks for the first down being gained. So BU goes right up to the line of scrimmage. Doherty got the first down, but he didn't get out of bounds.
He couldn't decide. He got caught right there deciding whether he should go for more yardage or try to get out of bounds.
They start the clock. 1st and 10 BU.
Free play, should be.
No flag down. Doherty far side, complete to Lippy, out of bounds at the 31. I thought Eastern Kentucky had a guy offsides as well.
They were
it
way
was
offside.
not called. 37 seconds left in the 4th. Eastern Kentucky up by 7. First and 10, BU at the 31. Lippy stopped the clock by going out of bounds. Robert Doherty trying to pull out perhaps his biggest miracle ever.
There is pure magic in number 19 sweater.
3 wideouts to the right. Lippy, lone man to the left. Doherty takes the snap, rolls right, looks to the outside, gets it free. Henderson is out of bounds at the 23, 24-yard line. Shy of the first down. Clock is stopped with 30 seconds left.
First down's not really the issue now. It was a first down play for the Terriers. 30 seconds remaining. You got to figure they've got 4 or 5 more plays at least that they can run in that time if they are pass plays and still both of their timeouts.
Benaglio in as the lone man in the backfield. 3 wideouts to the far side for Doherty. Walker, lone man to the near side, right. Doherty calling signals. He's going to run it up the middle, and he gets tackled. They got to call a timeout. Timeout called. Clock stopped, 24 seconds left. I know that wasn't the play. There's no way they were going to run the quarterback draw there.
But remember, Robert Doherty called his own number earlier in a very similar situation and was very effective with it. This time the hole closes a lot faster, and it's Tony McCombs, the linebacker, with the pursuit on Doherty, dragging him down.
It looked as though Doherty changed the play at the line of scrimmage. He may have called that play himself. I don't think it was the play that was sent in from the sideline.
And now the first down does become the issue. It is 3rd and 5, and Terriers will have 2 plays to get the first down. So they can't just throw for the end zone here. 1 timeout remaining.
What a game this has been. 23 seconds left in the 4th. 30-23. Eastern Kentucky with the lead. BU scored late, got the 2-point conversion with a minute left, then recovered the onside kick, and that's where we stand right now. 3rd and 5. Ball is at the Eastern Kentucky 27-yard line. They need the 22-yard line for a first down, but needless to say, this is 2-down territory. Doherty, 424 yards passing.
That's approaching a school record as well.
Doherty looking. They've got 2 wideouts to either side. 23 seconds remaining on the 3rd and 5 play. Doherty to pass. Has time. Now scrambles. Doherty scrambling for the far side. He gets out of bounds. He stops the clock. He's inside the 20. He's got the first down with 14 seconds left.
How many shots at the end zone are they going to get here with 14 seconds remaining? Robert Doherty, this time there was no confusion. He did not go for the extra yardage. He went straight for the sideline, and he did not take a lot of time, taking time off the clock, deciding whether or not to throw. As soon as the opening was there, he angled right for the sideline and goes out at about the 19 and a half. 14 seconds remaining. You got to figure 2 or 3 shots at the end zone here for BU.
1st and 10. They do have 1 emergency timeout remaining. 2 wideouts to either side. Doherty from the shotgun. Looking over the middle to the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Nearly picked off. Chris Guyton had it in his hands as Robert Doherty tried to force it into triple coverage. And I think Carnell Henderson is hurt in the back of the end zone.
The Terriers will live for another couple of plays because Chris Guyton can't hold on to this ball. He bats at it. It hits him right in the hands, thrown over Carnell Henderson. And Henderson actually got a piece of Guyton, making sure he did not hold on to that football. 8 seconds left, probably 2 shots.
And Carnell Henderson is still down in the shadow of the goal post. End zone down to our right. 8 seconds left in the 4th. 30-23. Eastern Kentucky leading over Boston University. Robert Doherty looking at 2nd down and 10 from the EKU 19-yard line. And their best wide receiver laying there in the end zone.
And we have talked all day, and Carnell Henderson is being helped up. We have talked all day about Eastern Kentucky's offense and how the Terriers knew exactly what was coming. They just had to try and find a way to stop it. Well, now, in a 2-minute offense with the Terriers trailing by 2 touchdowns and less than 3 minutes to go, Eastern Kentucky knew exactly what was coming, and yet they have not been able to stop it. And that includes an onside kick.
Henderson is going to come off under his own steam, but more importantly, he does have to come off for a play. He will not be among the wide receivers available to Robert Doherty here with 8 seconds left. He has to come out for at least 1 play. Still 1 emergency timeout remaining if they need to use it. Three wideouts to the far side. Walker alone to the near side. 8 seconds left. Ball at the Eastern Kentucky 19-yard line. Doherty up over center. Straight back to pass. Looking for the end zone. Gets it away. Tipped. Deflected. It's incomplete. 2 seconds left.
Ed Manti got a hand on it. And he tipped that ball so high in the air, the final 2 seconds almost ticked off before it came down. This is how close the Terriers were to getting within an extra point of tying the football game. Doherty has time. He's had time the entire second half. Manti gets a piece of it. He was just trying to knock it away from an interception to give the Terriers this one final play of the game.
And you know what? Dan Allen calls a timeout. He's going to use the final timeout here. There's nothing to save it for at this point.
Might as well.
With 2 seconds left, there's nothing left to save it for. It's very simple. They get in the end zone, then they got to make a decision. If they don't, Eastern Kentucky goes to Youngstown, Ohio next weekend. What a day for Robert Doherty. Just when you think you've seen everything he's got to show you, Robert Doherty comes up with a new chapter in the book.
4 months of practice, 11 games, and an entire season. All the work, all the hours, everything comes down to one final play. And it's going to be throw at the end zone.
Who do you look for?
I'm thinking about Ed Manti right now, and of course there's always Chris Walker, but without Cornell Henderson, if he's not going to be in on this final play, you got to think about Manti. And if
he's in there.
And
now.
if Henderson is in the play, obviously the Colonels are going to look to him first.
Well, I'm going to take my shot with Jim Lippy, the guy who got the touchdown that got them within a touchdown.
Remember against Idaho when they scored twice in the final minute, it was Chris Walker who caught both of those touchdowns, so it was the same guy that day.
You've got Walker, Henderson, and Manti to the near side. Lippy alone to the far side. One final play. BU trailing by 7. Ball at the Kentucky 19-yard line. Doherty will go out of the shotgun. Snap back, has time, throws it back corner of the end zone, overshoots Walker, game's over. He took a shot at it. Walker had a step on the defender, but Doherty overshot him. Fans on this side of the field are stunned, as that guy is, Robert Doherty, and Dan Allen trying to console him. Fans on the other side of the field breathing a big sigh of relief as they hold on and get the win. Both teams lining up for the congratulatory handshakes in the middle of the football field. Boy, oh boy, what an ending to this thing. They had a couple of big opportunities late. The recovery of the onside kick gave them the chance, and Robert Doherty came that far away from pulling yet another miracle finish out. For Boston University, the season is now over. For the Eastern Kentucky Colonels, after being stretched to the absolute limit here by Boston University, they've got to try to put it all back together again a week from now to take on Youngstown. There is Robert Doherty. 424 passing yards, completed 65% of his passes. Robert Doherty, who single-handedly has just rewritten the BU quarterback record book.
And as he walks off the field for the final time, wearing the scarlet and white for BU, he leaves behind him not only every record that there is to write for a quarterback, not only a 12-1 record his junior year and a 9-3 record in 1994, he leaves behind him an entire Boston University football program that would not be there if that man never set foot at BU.
You know why he was walking all the way down this sideline? Because Quentin Scott was on one knee back here at the 40-yard line, and Doherty wanted to go back and console him a little bit and give him a pat on the shoulder. Our final score, Eastern Kentucky 30, Boston University 23. We'll be back right after this.